Nowadays, life is intertwined with technology. Let's figure it out. Welcome to Life, Tech, and Sundry. Hi there. Sorry for butting into the podcast. So, this podcast is brought to you by Anchor. And I just want to promote Anchor for all the listeners out there. What is Anchor, you say? Anchor is free. Okay? Totally free. So don't need to worry about that. What else? Anchor has basically all the creation tools that you'll need and you want to kickstart that podcast that you've been dreaming all this time. It helps it get it on the road. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Anchor takes care of that too. So you just have to create an account, start recording, and edit everything within the Anchor ecosystem. That makes things a lot more easy. Start creating. You can download the app too, may that be on Apple or Android. There's no bias there. If you want to get working on your computer, you can always go to anchor.fm. Again, the website is anchor.fm. Creating your podcast has never been easier. Thanks. Back to the show.
And welcome back to Life, Tech, and Sundry. My name is Josue.
Damn it, one job.
I will be your host for today. Oh, wow, I'm clipping. Thought I had clip going on. But yeah, I'll be your host for today.
You were unprotected?
On my right, I have no one because no one's on my right. On my left, I have no one because no one's here. But over here virtually, I have here Mr. Marcos here.
Oh, because, yeah. Hi. Good evening. Greetings. Greetings. Hail and well met.
And on the other side here, we also have another Mr. M here. But he's not Marcos. No. He's Mike.
Bonjour tout le monde. C'est toi, Marguerite.
And he learned French.
Somewhere, somehow.
So here's the dilemma. I don't have the spreadsheet.
You don't have the spread cheeks.
Yeah, I don't have the spread cheeks. I don't have cheeks at all. I just have.
They got taken in the raid.
I have boards.
They got taken in the divorce.
Yeah, Marcos, you might have to fix my levels, but I just have boards now instead of cheeks. So they have not been comfortable. But we'll stick with it for now. So I'm guessing you're still using 25 notes.
Yes. So.
Okay. So did we do? We're not.
No.
Thing, right?
That never happened.
Okay. I was making sure. Okay, so I'll start with number
Do you
1.
have number 25 notes, Mike?
Yeah, but they're PDF, so I can't change them.
No. Does he have them? I'm asking.
Who's he?
Oh, I got the PDF you sent me.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
But you didn't. You sent them the right PDF, right?
Number 25 LTS notes.
Okay,
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure he didn't get the dozens.
That's on the separate file.
Not the cat girls. Not the cat girls.
All the cat girls.
No, you mean number 125536?
Yes, 1137.
So anyway, I'll read the first one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Milky Way's black hole burped out 2 colossal X-ray bubbles. Our galaxy has blown some bubbles. Astronomers have spotted a pair of enormous bubbles. See, I feel like this is Marcus' excuse to say that he saw cheeks in space.
Notice that this is in quotation marks. You're like, that doesn't excuse you, no?
Wait. Where's you have one quotation mark, but where's the other one?
I mean, it's not over. Read it until the end.
But the astronomer has spotted a pair of cheeks, bubbles, enormous bubbles, of plasma extending above and below the Milky Way and emitting X-rays, and they probably came from extraordinary event in the galaxy's center.
Them cheeks got separated.
Yeah, where'd the quotation marks go?
Keep going.
How big? That's a big quote.
Yes, it is. It is a big quote.
I feel like this is not MLA standard.
It is not.
So,
I'm disappointed.
Disappointed.
He's like -10.
Yeah, what, do you want me to page the date and everything?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, always.
We said MLA format.
Is this a classroom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where's my
it does
notebook?
now.
Oh.
Andre Bertoni. I butchered that at the Mac Planck.
Andrea Merloni.
Andrea.
Andrea Merloni? How did you?
No, I said melatonin.
I heard Andre Melatonin.
Where's the T? I'm the blind one here.
Yes.
Andre Melatonin.
Yes, all the melatonin's all up in my body. At Max Planck Institute for Extraterrestrial Physics in Germany, and his
And
colleagues
in geometry in Germany. In Germany.
And trigonometry. Don't forget that.
Are you? Did you take your meds or did you not take your meds?
I did not say geometry. I said Germany.
It's a good thing we're recording this.
I should have done my intro in German instead.
Found these bubbles of hot plasma using Rista?
Erosita?
Rosita.
I'm keeping with a Rosita.
Yeah, Rosita.
X-ray
Yes.
telescope abroad. Okay, what the hell is this?
Aboard.
Abroad.
Aboard.
No, this is the actual.
It's abroad. You know, abroad, a woman.
Okay, sure.
aboard
I'm
the.
peeking.
See, I'm seeing Spectre RG Space Observatory, but that does not say spell Spectre. It spells Spectre.
Yes, please.
Pictures of the entire sky from Irisita revealed giant spheres of gas extending more than 45,000 light years above and below the disk of the galaxy. For comparison, the Milky Way is about 105,000 light years across.
End quote.
All right, so my first question is, what kind of soda did the Milky Way drink that it burped?
Dr. Pepper.
I'm going with the explicit route. Them cheeks got separated and there was some gas.
You don't burp with your butt.
That's not
That's called farting.
Yes.
And you don't blow bubbles with your ass. Unless you're that talented.
Well, you haven't lived, my dear sir.
What?
I don't want to know what you've been doing.
Okay. I'll let's go with. Oh. 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 Ara. Okay. So yeah, no. What when Josue and I were I'm questioning right now is how do they measure light years, right? Because it's a freaking light year. It's so far. How do they measure that?
What you do is you get a stick, right? You get a stick and you say powerful extend and you just let it ride.
I thought they just take a tape measure and just measure it.
Because even if they actually got to calculate that time, it still takes light to travel.
I mean, don't you ever wonder, because a light year is how long of a distance a light can travel in a year. How do we have 105,000 light years? I don't think anyone has lived that long.
Mike, any opinions?
Pretty much math calculations.
Math be crazy.
So these are estimates.
Yeah, pretty much more or less estimates.
It's like how long is it? I'd say about 105,000 light years across. Oh, okay, we'll put that down.
And then there's estimates for how wrong you are, right? Or how right? Error deviation.
Standard deviation.
Yeah, I said it right. Right? They probably didn't calculate that.
Probably.
What was the minimum for you guys, or the maximum for your section of engineering?
What do you mean?
Barely any at all.
Mine was like
engineering.
Oh, I mean, when you were in school, like for us, it was like 5%.
I didn't go to school.
He's like, I learned this through getting high. All that weed really built up.
Really paid off.
I just walked outside, started talking to a tree, and it told me everything.
The tree of knowledge.
So what you're saying is you took shrooms?
No, I smoked pot.
Oh, okay. So
You spoke to many little plants.
No, I actually spoke to a pot, like a cooking pot.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it was pot.
Yes, it was.
It was the all-powerful pot.
It made a very big clang sound.
He's like, I am the one and all-powerful pot. Speak to me. He's like, speak to me your wishes, for you only have 3. He's like, I want to know engineering stuff. Okay.
Clang.
You get hit behind the head with the lid.
So you are now an engineer. Congrats.
What is your second wish? I wish I didn't get hit over the head. Clang. You got hit. You got hit in the stomach instead.
Ooh. Ooh.
What is your throw? Please stop hitting me. Clang. I hit a rock towards you. So I didn't hit you. I just hit you with the rock.
Damn it.
What is this delicious?
Oh,
FW delicious.
Food Wars.
Well, I thought they were actually going to say delicious, but I guess not.
It is. It's in J Pennies.
What?
It's in J Pennies.
Say that one more time, but with emphasis.
J Pennies.
Ah. Okay.
Oh,
J's
Right.
Pennies. What? Mr. J.
I mean, that's your conclusion, not mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next one?
Yes, number 2. Do you want to read it, Mike, or should I go for it?
I'll read it.
Okay, go for it.
No.
Okay.
Grab the stick.
In a world where Cyberpunk 2077 characters can't get their dicks to stop poking through their pants, or Cyberpunk 2077's launch box, the dick glitch sticks out. CD Projekt Red's long-awaited role-playing game, Cyberpunk 2077, is out now, and players are running into some surprising glitches. The game isn't running very well at all on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. A lot of the problems players are experiencing are frustrating, like frame rate issues and crashing. Read more at Polygon.com.
Yeah, right. But yeah. So, how long has been Cyberpunk 2077 been announced? Since 2016 or 2017?
Yes.
Didn't they announce it 2018?
No, 2 years. There you go.
Wait, hold on. Let me check.
Can I get a fact checked on that?
You need like a ding.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, okay.
that was the longest thing I've heard. You need to be on top of this. That doesn't count.
Yes, it was. So trailers for the game were released in 2013.
Oh my God.
And it
And
was
then-
announced
and-
in 2012.
And then
Jesus.
they announced it at 2018 and 2019. And because it says here, trailers for the game were released in 2013 at E3 2018 and E3 2019. They were confirmed for Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One at the
Windows
E3
7
2018.
apparently.
Probably. And now they're out.
With a lot of problems. So,
I mean, I don't know. Having your dick out ain't a problem. It's just
or
freedom.
for women characters, it's their
Their
what's-
boobs.
yes, their bobs.
Their boobs and vajayjays.
No, just their bobs.
Oh, that's like
Their bobs and baggins.
Well, their what?
Vegans.
Their
Their
Frodo
bobs and
Baggins.
vegans.
Yes. Okay. Feel like enough said for that one because if you want to see that, get the game.
I like your cut, G.
I mean, have we said enough? 9 years in development, still can't run on consoles.
Wait, was this glitch only for consoles or was it for all of them?
PS4 and Xbox One.
So if they had a PS4 and Xbox One, they had their dicks out.
And then this was in
Dicks out for
2000.
Harambe?
This was 2012. So PS3 era. This was scheduled for the PS3 era of their trailers.
Jesus, and they still couldn't get it to work on the PS4.
And then the PS5 is running. I think it crashes a lot on those. And whoever have the PS5 can run it.
So why don't you have the PS6?
So 2020 has a lot of stuff, right? Early 2020, what was it? Iran. Then what was
Are
after?
we gonna go back?
A
Oh, what,
callback?
you mean the potential sort of World War III with US and Korea? North Korea?
That was 2018 or 2019.
I thought that was
that was
America and Iraq.
I don't
Iran.
remember.
Because remember, Trump ordered the death of a general from I forgot which country.
With the drone strike.
Yeah, they went pew pew and boom.
I don't remember. All I remember was first couple of days in January was Kobe Bryant.
No, that was
He's like,
yeah.
oh, he's like, all I remember was talking with the pot.
Kobe Bryant, potential World War III, Australian wildfires, aliens.
Yeah, I forgot about the wildfires
Everyone forgets.
What do you mean?
the
They're still
wildfires.
aren't they still going on?
in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not Australia.
Oh, you mean Australia? Oh,
Yeah.
He's like, California happens every year.
Unfortunately, like we start laughing and just look away worried.
It's
Just
a good
look
thing we
outside
don't
the
live in
window,
Cali.
everything's on fire.
Good thing we don't live in Cali.
And then we
Yeah.
go through the entire alphabet in hurricanes on this side.
Oh yeah, were you like in Alpha?
In Greek alphabets now. And then Kobe died.
Then they announced that.
You know.
And they announced Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that.
Oh, you heard talking about sandwiches. You heard that they brought back the McRib.
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard it's not as good as it used to be.
At what cost, though? At what cost? How many cows had to be slaughtered?
I mean, they use pork.
Oh,
How
many-
slaughtered cows for the pork?
it's like they had cow ninjas that just went up to pig pens and just like whatcha.
out comes the McRibs.
The pig versus cow war of 2020 for the McRib.
And Chick-fil-A just standing back is like, this was all worth it,
Eating some popcorn.
basically.
Okay,
But yeah.
Número 3.
English.
Yes. Honeybees
Japanese.
found using tools in a first to repel giant hornet attacks. They're learning. They are learning. Life finds a way, by the way.
They
Quote,
have opposable thumbs now?
in Vietnam, Asian honeybees use faces to ward off the
Feces.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
it
you
was
said
faces.
faces.
What's the same
They use their
difference?
face.
He's like, you still look like a shithead anyway.
Yeah. Use feces to
Wait, to ward off cousins?
To
How do you
ward
know they're
off cousins of murderous hornets.
Wait, how do
Murder
you know they're
hornets.
cousins? You ask him, like, yo, that's my cousin.
The finding could
Look at
help
his face. Be scared.
could help protect bees in other countries with invasive wasps. Read more at
Wait.
Why is there three
wait.
quotation marks there?
what do you
Oh,
mean?
I see.
yeah.
That's not
Ward
even
off the
quotation
cousins
marks.
of quotation mark murder her. There's quotation
Murder
marks.
horse.
There's quotation marks inside of quotation marks.
Yeah,
Quoteception.
you're supposed to use the apostrophe for inner quotation marks.
I just copied and pasted the that part I found interesting.
Wait, you copied and pasted and they had grammatical errors?
No. How is that my fault?
You tell me, isn't this your blob? This is your spiel?
No, that's why do you think I put quotes?
Shouldn't
Because-
shouldn't you be grammar checking all this?
I'm not a grammar
Don't
checker.
you have- we go to
don't
school
you have
for?
Microsoft Word?
No, this is Google Docs.
Don't they have a grammar
Google
check? Don't
Doc?
you have,
Let me see.
Yes, it does.
yeah, Google Docs have grammar. They have Grammarly,
That's not the same.
I
but
like,
it
how instead
functions
of,
the same.
I like how instead of talking about the topic, we're just talking about the grammar.
He's like, the grammar is not right.
And all of us are English teachers here.
Yeah, we're all English majors here. Wait, how come you say in Vietnam and then Asian honeybees? Wouldn't they just be honeybees?
I mean, it could be American honeybees and in Vietnam.
But he said in Vietnam, Asian honeybees.
I wonder if that's what they're technically called. Well, time to fact check.
Yeah,
He's
no,
like,
there's
hold
no
on.
correction or suggestion here. Isn't Grammarly a paid thing?
No, I don't
No.
pay for it.
I don't pay for anything either.
Oh, I don't even pay for bucks.
Do you use Grammarly,
Yeah.
Mike?
I don't even pay for life. No, I don't.
He said, I don't even pay rent.
I don't even pay to live.
You're like, you hear me talking? Yeah, well, you don't.
So this
I'm
is all
already
a
dead.
simulation.
these are your recordings of, that you had like foresight.
Okay, so apparently they are called Asian honeybee, so it doesn't matter.
Oh.
Whether they're from Vietnam or not. They're species native to southern and southeastern and eastern Asia.
Racist.
But like, it's like say American, right? It's well, if they're so we're talking about in Vietnam, wouldn't they just be called honeybees, or the specific species they've named the Asian honeybees?
A specific species named Asian honeybee.
Oh, that's weird.
And that's not my fault. Don't shoot the messenger.
Wait, where'd you get this clue? Because I just
It says National Geographic.
Yeah, but I just looked at the article. It's not there. He's just like, oh shoot, he found out.
I just made up a topic just so we could talk about it.
I'm reading it. I'm reading it right now. I call it shenanigans.
In East Asia, honeybees must contend with never-ending attacks. Wait, it says in East Asia, not Vietnam.
Where do you think Vietnam is located?
In East Asia, but not specifically. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just trying to make things up.
Damn it! They want me to enter my email to continue reading.
Silence.
Just enter Marcos' email.
No, I'm not Richard Marcos. I have a whip as well.
Oh.
Wait. There you go. Yep.
Whip off.
All right, guys, stop whipping Richard.
No.
He's just like, please.
Richard is nodding right now in the distance.
No, because you have him chained up. Well, you have him gagged and whipping him.
One more.
He even oofed in the distance. In the distance.
So
wait a minute. The summary says in Vietnam, but then the story starts off with in East Asia. So are we focusing only on Vietnam, or are we focusing on all of East Asia? How do you know that? I can't see. I'm looking at the article.
How do you see? There's a big bird that says enter your email, and I don't want to.
Why does it say that?
Oh, here it is. Fecal spotting not only repels. He's like, yeah, I'm tired of this shit. But how does it work? Do they just not like the smell?
Do they just poop on them?
It's one of the closest things our research group has ever explored. Oh, gosh darn it. Continue reading. Enter your email to continue reading. I don't want to.
No.
I'm just refreshing the page. Dung deterrent. Well then.
Dung.
So do they just shit in their door?
The doorstep.
Maybe. Can you imagine walking to someone's house and it's just like at the front door, it's just like poop everywhere?
It's like, everywhere.
He's like, hello, sir. I'd like to talk to you about solar panels. What is that smell? Oh, yeah, I shit the door. I shit on the door.
2 months away.
She's like, oh, so this is not dirt? Yeah, that's long not been dirt.
It's what I like to call natural fertilizer. made by Taco Bell.
Oh no. It's like, and this has been sponsored by Taco Bell. Not associated with Taco Bell.
Oh, this fecal matter was made with Taco Bell. Scrunchwrap Supreme.
So you see that? That was the Nacho Supreme. That was the Crunchwrap Supreme. That was the Loco Doritos Tacos. Oh, those over there with the Cinnabons.
Gosh darn it, man. Mike, breathe. Breathe, Mike.
He's just dying over here.
Do you want a Cinnabon?
Picking.
Not the Taco Bell Cinnabon. That's already been 2 weeks old now. The one on the floor, yep. Right?
So you see those little dots? Yeah, those were the Cinnabons.
It's got some cream filling on it.
No. Where did he get the fresh cream filling?
They just asked, like, why is it so watery? Don't ask. I just say, talk about don't sit well with me.
My whole ass is exploding for Taco Bell.
It's like he goes up to the door and this is the doorbell.
Mr. Taco Bell?
Basically.
Oh, it's like you walk in. Why is your house flooded with muddy water? That's not water.
Oh no,
that was the Taco Bell burrito supreme.
it's like, why is there dead motor harness here? Oh, let's just fend it off.
You shit on your house to fend it off.
It's like
to fend off the IRS.
Imagine it's like you do that. Like you live in America and you do that, and then someone's like, "Well, why?" It's like they're in Vietnam. You're in the U.S. Well, see, it's working.
Yeah.
Too much, Mike. Too much. You make me laugh. Ha ha ha.
So the next segment.
Ha.
It's like, so then the next segment
Number
is
4.
I'm gonna have to charge you $6,000 for this month.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm just gonna take it out of PayPal.
Yes.
Caviar.
Yes.
Launches 6,000.
Are you okay?
Listen, it's just an extra digit. Don't worry about it. 6,000 plus. It's a plus anyway. Custom. I wouldn't be wrong if I said 16,000.
There's a difference.
No,
That's an iPhone.
Custom iPhone 12 Pro with fragment of Steve Jobs' original turtleneck embedded in Apple logo. Caviar, a site known for creating extravagant, expensive replacement casings for Apple's iPhone models, today announced the launch of its latest custom creation, an iPhone 12 Pro, customized in the style of an iPhone 4.
Why an iPhone 4?
It was a popular model, but there were so many physical issues back in the day.
Wasn't it like the last iPhone before he died?
Yes.
So here's my question.
A sentimental value, I guess.
Here's my question. Where the hell did they get the turtleneck from?
They know a guy.
But how they know specifically from Steve Jobs?
It's freaking marketing. My guess is just a piece of cloth that we don't even care. They don't even care.
Yeah, but with Apple, they're probably just branded as like, see the turtleneck from Steve Jobs, and people still.
Well, Caviar
people
did.
Buy anything.
Caviar just did.
I mean, don't they have like a certification or something for this?
Who decided that? They did.
I mean, I would.
They decided that, and they said this is certified by us.
Look, the first comment, literally, where did they get the turtleneck? This is creeping me out to bits.
To bits.
What is this? An expensive, ugly mod of the iPhone 12 with a relic inside? I cannot. So tacky. Steve Jobs must be turning in his grave. Awful.
It's not iPhone. It's not an Apple product. It's not brought to you by Apple, but it's Caviar.
But look at this. Caviar CEO hits a blunt. No one, absolutely no one. Caviar CEO. I got a great idea, guys.
That was not a great idea.
I'm looking at it kind of, to be honest, it looks ugly.
It's art, Mike. It's art.
Hey, arts can also be ugly too.
Art is in the eye of the beholder, and it obviously is on those guys.
I mean, are we talking about the same person that shits in the front of their house?
Imagine.
See, this is the same person that shits in front of their house.
As the IRS is running away.
Basically.
While trying to fend off the murder hornets.
He's like, this is the takeaway. Murder hornets, IRS, maybe policeman. So yeah, don't buy this iPhone. Because who wants to spend $6,000 for a phone?
Yeah, basically.
The same people who are willing to spend about $60,000 on an iMac.
Oh yeah.
You guys know about the one? Right?
The one with the terabyte of RAM?
Yeah, I think so. It's like the one where you could like customize it and like add so many things to it, like soup it up into like a supercomputer, but it costs like $60,000.
Which you could have gotten that for like $7,000 or $10,000. Not even $7,000 at most.
Or even less.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I told you guys back in the day, this was like 2016 or 2017 when I bought my laptop that I'm doing this on right now. It cost me, it's custom, and it cost me $6,000.
Damn.
It cost you $6,000?
Yes.
I would have known about it.
That would have bought. My PC cost me about $700. And if I didn't include the RGB lighting, it probably would have just been $500.
Wait, why'd you want it RGB?
Because you always got to go RGB. When you build the PC, you always RGB.
Do you know what RGB stands for?
Red, green, blue?
Okay.
Who
Just wanted to
doesn't?
make sure. I don't know. You tell me.
You're the one that asked.
No, I asked if Mike
Did you
knows
not
what-
know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Next. Is that a segue?
No.
Oh.
That'd be a subway.
Number
That's like
5.
what you use at the mall.
Number 5. Facebook must
No,
be.
wait, we gotta talk about Subway. I want
You were
Subway.
saying about Subways?
Yeah, I want a sandwich.
Giggity.
Not sponsored by Subway.
Yeah, we're sponsored by Roosters.
Number 5. Facebook must be broken up.
We're actually sponsored by Facebook.
The U.S. government says in a groundbreaking lawsuit.
And we cannot continue because we're sponsored by Facebook.
We are disconnected. Quote, CNN Business. Dozens of states and the federal government sued Facebook, FB for short, on Wednesday in
Wait, what's
twin
FB?
Facebook
Okay, just want to make sure.
in twin and antitrust lawsuits, alleging that the
Wait, they
social
have
media
twins?
that the
Oh, congrats.
social media giant has abused its dominance in
Oh,
the
they abused-
digital
they abused the
marketplace
twins, huh?
and engaged in anti-competitive
Child Protective
behavior.
Services.
It's like they come out the door and they're like,
The Federal Trade
like,
Commission
coming.
in
Where is it? Where is it?
the Federal Trade Commission in particular is
They
seeking
just come in and just starts.
a permanent injunction in federal court that could, among other things, require the company to divest assets.
Ass.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
You guys are still going.
I'm crying.
What's in that bus? You guys are still going. There's gonna be most of the podcast now. It's just like 30 minutes of them laughing. Breathe, motherfuckers, breathe. So like Marco just goes, silence. Silence.
I unmuted you at the perfect time.
Oh,
Oh, you had it muted the whole time?
Both of you, and then I muted Mike and then you at the end. I'm not even done
He's like,
reading.
ass.
I'm so glad you unmuted her for that part.
Were you cursing me out during that entire time?
Yes. He's like, perfectly yes.
Perfect timing. Oh my god. Ah.
This is just gonna be 30 minutes of the podcast, just you guys bursting out laughing.
It's the best podcast yet.
Hey, what's going on? I don't know. They just started laughing with something.
So just like you should have put that. You should have said that and said
I think just keep it at like that, as simple as that. It was what made it the best.
Wait, was I muted the whole time?
I muted you like oh hold up, bong, and I muted all of you guys.
And then you unmuted him right as he said the S, the A word.
What did you say though? What were you saying, Josue? I need to know.
I think, I don't know if you heard that I said, oh, they had twins, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Then
Yeah.
it was like, oh, they're abusing the twins. And then
Good thing I muted him again.
Oh my gosh.
ass is like, ass. And I guess that's when I came back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I muted you again, by the way.
It's like you just hear the knock to the door, Mark.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, good.
He's
The
like, respira.
Yes. The Federal Trade Commission, in particular, is seeking a
Wait, aren't you in assets?
a permanent. Yes.
So it's like including Instagram.
Yeah, digital marketplace and engaged in anti-competitive behavior. The Federal Trade Commission, in particular, is seeking a permanent injunction. That's the word of the day in federal court that could, among other things, require the company to divest assets, including Instagram and WhatsApp,
It's a lot of ass.
effectively breaking up them.
He's like, damn.
Breaking up
I parted
Facebook.
the Red Seas. Oh shit.
You mean the brown seas?
Yeah,
Bro, no.
breaking up Facebook as we know it.
So I didn't
The
part it, I
states
started
are
it.
also calling for the company to be broken up if necessary. Read more at www.cnn.com.
Damn, this came out the 9th December. What are we at? Damn, this came
10
out 10 days ago.
10 days ago.
I am okay with this because Facebook is too big and they're stealing too much data.
And so you're saying they have too much big D energy.
No, they have too much
No.
ass.
Assets, you mean?
No. They have too much ass. They
Yeah,
have
that's what he said.
Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook.
But yeah, I
Don't they
couldn't.
got Oracle too?
I don't know.
Yeah, because Oracle is at the bottom is like from Facebook.
Does Facebook own Oracle?
I need a fact
Maybe.
check.
Here are some results from the web.
Facebook, Parakeet, and Connect US. They're all US.
Damn.
Wait, they own a parakeet? Like an animal?
It's a company.
So it's a
the
bird.
So the bird.
One Facebook in is it Boston? No.
He's like, Marco's like, fact check.
It is in Boston. What?
Facebook or parakeet?
What am I looking for? List of mergers and acquisitions by Facebook.
5 companies owned by Facebook. Instagram.
Parakeet,
WhatsApp.
Connect, You.
Oh, Oculus. Sorry, Oculus. not
Okay.
Oh,
Oracle.
right. Oculus.
Yeah, they
I
did.
forgot about that.
Yeah, they
I
did.
remember.
They own
those.
Novo. They own Bilga.
Bless you. You need to go to your
Gesundheit.
padre to to ask for forgiveness because you said that.
So you tell me I need to confess my sins?
Yes.
Where's
Yeah.
the whip?
Where's the whip? Like, hold up.
Repent.
All right. Now that we've all done, now that we've all whipped Richard,
That's Richard.
Yeah.
That's Richard in CVS.
Mhm.
You're like, sir, what's going on? I got whipped.
Does Richard still hang with his long hair?
yeah,
Oh, so
Not
it's
anymore.
he got whipped off.
Basically. He's like, sir, you have scratch marks on your back. Yeah, those are from Marcos. What about the ones at the bottom? Oh, that's from Mike.
Who?
What about the one on your arms? Oh, that's from Jose.
You know the other. No, no. Anyways, number 6, please.
Ah,
I'll
Mike.
take it. Yeah.
So let me just hear.
Okay.
ass.
Ass and titties. Okay. Elon Musk's Starship prototype makes a big impact on your mom.
On your mom.
The U.S. entrepreneur Elon Musk has launched the latest prototype of his Starship vehicle from Texas, codenamed Social Number 8,
Sucio.
Sucio. The uncrewed rocket lifted away from the Boca Chica research and
Wait, that's a
development.
place? I thought that was a meme.
No, it actually is. Small
That's a
mouth.
place?
It's a small mouth.
Why?
Ahegao faces. They need to get ahegao properly.
But how can they
Boca
stick it in?
Chica.
What?
How are they gonna take out a rocket from a small mouth?
Giggity. Go for
Okay,
it. Challenge accepted.
I guess.
Continue, Mike.
Okay. Codename Social Number 8, the uncrewed rocket lifted away from the Boca Chica R&D facility on what has been billed as a brief flight to 12.5 km, aka 41,000 FT, end comma, period. The 50M-tall vehicle crashed on touchdown, but Mr. Musk, his natural Musk, was delighted with how much the test outing achieved. Read more at bbc.com. No, not that BBC. And not that BBC.
And definitely not
Not
the
that.
other BBC.
So we're just talking about the British Broadcasting Channel.
Yes.
Wait, we are?
Okay.
I thought it was something else.
Let's not talk about that one.
I still can't get over how I unmute you. Ass.
Yeah, I didn't know it was muted. I need a signal. And you're like, it's also you're muted.
I did it on purpose.
So this ass. It's
What
what
did
you hear.
What did you really say in that? What was the whole word besides the word ass?
No, I said ass. That's a lot of ass.
Oh. But you came in strong, like, ass.
So you only heard ass? I thought you heard that's a lot of ass.
No, we only heard the last word.
But super strong, like, ass.
Yes.
Because I didn't know you were muted. I just thought, like, just out of nowhere, you just came in, like, just said the words, like, ah.
Yes.
That's why we were laughing.
I'll listen to it in post.
Oh, you're gonna laugh in the podcast? I think I
Make sure
should
you
cut.
keep everything.
Oh.
Like, all the
He's like,
laughing and
us.
everything.
This is 30 minutes of that.
They're like, why are they laughing?
It's like
because
Alan comes in, is like, what's going on? Why are they laughing?
Oh, compose yourself, Marcos.
No.
How much is 50 centimeters?
50 meters.
No, that's a centimeter.
It's
If
meters.
you want to know how big 50 centimeters is, just go to my ex and she'll tell you.
Well, then damn. That's
Damn.
1 feet. That's 1 feet and 7 inches. That's a lot. That's a whole. It's like that's a
You're like-
horse. No?
You're like, she's in her gravestone now.
Yeah, her cervix is just crushed.
Yeah. Death by snoo snoo.
It's like, wait, what are you trying to do? I'm trying to
Death
stick
by
it in.
long
What?
snake, you mean?
It's like it was so hard it stuck out the other end.
Numero 7.
Who?
You.
Oh, okay.
How did you know I was saying you by you, Josue?
I said who?
You. And then you said, okay, and go for it. You knew it, though. I respect that. I respect.
Wow, I
So
can't believe you don't
you
respect me.
combine decade and long here. So I'm gonna say a decade long treasure hunt in the western United States captivated thousands. Here's who found out. The search is over after a decade long treasure hunt. Someone has found $1 million worth of gold and jewelry in the
Damn.
Rocky Mountains. And then in Detroit, after months of going anonymous, the identity of the treasure hunter decided a clue-filled poem.
Wait, a coup or clue?
A coup.
Oh, damn, they're attempting a coup?
No, that's from Samurai Jack. That's a villain.
Cool. Damn, I clipped. Marco, get it fixed on the volume. Yes.
Fix it.
So what was I?
A coup?
A coup. Bless me. Filled poem that led to a gold-filled chest tucked away in the Rocky Mountains that has been revealed.
Giggity.
Jack Stuff, a 32-year-old Michigan native, writer, and med student, damn, he applauded, found the chest full of gold, jewelry, and other valuables. Beating out the thousands of other... I thought this is beating out,
Beating off.
basically. Thousands of other treasure hunters who searched over the years. Wait. So, he just found a box full of gold and jewelry
Chesterful.
in the Rocky Mountains.
Yes.
What the hell were they doing over there? Like, who was like, Where can I hide my gold and jewelry? Ah, yes, inside the Rocky Dam Mountains.
It's not like I need it. Not like I need the money, you know?
And they just went inside. They found a cave, and it was like, "Yep."
The Cave of Wonders.
Basically,
That's a pretty big cave.
he's like, "Let's see how this. Like, let's see how far this cliff goes. Let's see."
You spit at your microphone.
Like,
Do it.
Tui.
damn. No, that's pretty deep. The balls be deep.
Balls deep.
Dragon Ball Z.
It's like another person comes in. It's like, "Got me hub." So yeah, it's deeper.
Yeah.
So this person found a box full of gold and jewelry.
A chest full
And-
box. I mean, a chest full of gold. Full of gold.
it's like he found a chest that was full of a box, and in these boxes were another box.
Giggity giggity.
And inside of the box, there was
Was it
gold.
in the box?
I guess so. It was like a Russian doll, but it kept on going until they found the gold and jewelry.
So you
Numero
can add it.
ocho.
Okay.
That's the next segment.
You do it, Mike.
Okay.
Please, if you will.
All right. What voice do you want me to do?
Your classic, suave, comfortable, giggity voice, please.
Oh, scientists say they have
No,
come up
no,
with-
no, no. Your
Okay,
He's
normal
like, "Get
voice.
back, demon."
Yeah, your normal voice, please.
All right. Oh, yeah. Scientists say they have come up. Okay, that's copyright. Scientists say
Claim.
they have come up with a potential way to make oxygen on Mars.
Oh, no.
According to CNN, in a high-stakes mission that could take 5 years to complete, NASA wants to land astronauts on Mars in the 2030s, transporting enough oxygen and fuel on a spacecraft to sustain the mission for anywhere near that length of time. However, isn't currently viable. The way NASA plans to address this problem is by deploying Moxie. Moxie from
Nice.
Borderlands?
Nice.
Nice.
Giggity giggity.
I didn't
Or-
play Borderlands.
Or also known as the Mars Oxygen and C2 Resource Utilization Experiment.
I
This
think it's a
system.
slut. The slut research utilization experiment.
Damn, that's
Like,
gonna
oh,
be a lot of
damn.
sex.
It's like you hear a lot of banging. It's like, "What's that banging?" "Oh, they're making oxygen." Don't worry, it makes us breathe.
Okay. Yeah, you just start hearing fap, 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 fap.
Yeah, all you hear is,
What are you doing up there? I'm making oxygen.
It's
So
for the
don't-
It's for the best of the human race.
it's like, "Hold up, I'm almost done."
Giggity
It's like,
You're supposed to
Come
go
on.
nuts.
it's like comes out looking like Quagmire after he found out what porn was on it.
Oh,
It's
with
like-
a jacked arm.
Yeah.
And he comes out as like, I've saved the human race.
Now I'm gonna continue.
One fap at a time.
This system is in the testing phase on the Mars Perseverance rover.
Do you have to
Which
test out a
launched?
fap?
I believe that it's as long as the human race, right? We perfected that technique.
the fapping.
Yeah.
It's like, "Listen, sir, we need one person that will be able to produce auctions by fapping. Now,
we
will
offer
supply-
ourselves as tributes.
It's like we'll provide infinite porn.
All of the human race, and all of men of mankind, raise their hand.
It just Quagmire's like, "I'll do it." You see him just like, he's like, "Damn, his power level's rising." The more he's making oxygen.
Or it's like the wife just goes, "Honey, where are you going?" "I'm off to save the human race."
Yes. Sorry, continue.
Which launched in July. The apparatus will convert the carbon dioxide that makes up 96% of the gas in the red planet's atmosphere into oxygen. You can read more at https://www.cnn.com/2020/12/808/world/
It's a good thing I muted him.
Mars hyphen water hyphen fuel.
Yeah,
I'm muting him.
I mute him now.
Mars-water.
But yeah, That's a long address. Yeah, I unmuted him now.
-2. S.
No, he's muted right now. He doesn't know it. Oh, I think he knows. Oh, he's unmuted now.
/index.html.
Hopefully that's all the articles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be a mark.
It's a good thing I preemptively have number 26 ready, but I'm not going to shoot it right now for next time.
Oh, so you're trying to make oxygen now?
Yes.
He's like, let
Wow.
me shoot my shot. Don't worry.
Yeah, but he said next week. Marcus, we need that oxygen now.
I'm
How's it
working
gonna
as
breathe?
I'm working as fast as I can.
Don't you understand? We'll all suffocate.
You will
So what's
suffocate. I won't.
What makes you think that? Who decided that?
Who decided that? So, what do we do now?
Food?
He's like, there's only one thing I can do.
Save the human race.
Who decided that?
Me.
He's like, I must go in all-wheel drive. Da, 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 da. He's like,
What are you
pass me the
talking
flashlight.
about?
He's just like, sir, we're running out of oxygen.
What are
I
you
need more
talking
power.
about?
Ah.
My pelvis.
He's like, he gets a machine that does it for him. Just
Maximum speed.
what does copyright?
Maximum suction.
Oh. Okay. That's a lot of power right there.
He's like, sir, we're overloading. He's like, need more power. Ah.
And they say,
Sir,
lies.
we don't have enough oxygen. Then it's time for me to go into ultra instinct.
Dun, 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 dun.
That one's copyrighted, right?
Yep.
Aw. But yeah, so anyways, food. Shall we wait for food? Should we go for food or
I mean,
or
we're
what?
missing our chef.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go for anime.
Okay,
Already?
so Taco Bell. Back to the murder hornets.
So back to the anime. I finished an anime. I finished watching anime. Yes, it was good. It's called something about the guy falling into a cave.
The guy who found the-
Afureta, something like
You
that.
mean the guy who found the box of boxes?
Arifureta, something like that.
So the guy who found the boxes of the boxes.
No, he
Of the
found
boxes.
the little vampire girl, and then the dragon, and he stuck
Wait,
a rock.
what the hell? You can find vampire girls in the game.
Salutations, Marcos here. This is a message to all the listeners out there. There are links in the show notes for our Twitter, email, and even show notes. Any questions or ideas for the podcast can be sent via these links. Now, back to our regularly scheduled podcast.
Cave?
Yeah, it was like a knockoff of Shinobu, but it was good.
What's Shinobu?
Monogatari.
Yes.
What's Monogatari?
You know it, Josue. You saw it. Don't lie.
Oh, I didn't.
You know, you've seen some of it.
I've seen 3 episodes and stopped.
Why? It was too high level for you?
No, I
You
fell
got
asleep.
scared? You got scared. That's you saying you got scared.
No, I saw too much assets.
You're not lying though. But yeah, no. So you told me about this one, Josue. Arifureta.
Bless you.
It was a good show. Oh wait,
Oh, you finally watched it?
I finished it. It was only 13 episodes.
And it took you like what, almost a year to finish it?
Wow.
It was
Oh,
good.
that an episode per month?
Basically.
Next, who's watching anime right now besides myself? I caught up with Black Clover.
I'm beyond that.
Oh, because you're a reading boy now.
You're a
Yeah.
manga reader?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I love it.
Oh, there is some good news that came out today. 2 good news.
One
actually.
more thing.
No, 2
We're
more
just
things.
waiting for that.
So the first thing is they just announced the 5th season of My Hero Academia.
Yes.
Yep, that's coming out March 27th, 2021.
We finished the 4th season, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the overhaul arc and the school festival.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
No.
So yeah, so look forward to season 5 coming out of March.
Well,
And
talking about seasons that are coming up. Do you want to know what's coming up in winter 2021?
what?
But we're in winter already.
Yeah, but they're gonna start the new seasons coming up
Of what?
of Animu.
No. Really?
So I have here at the charts the animes.
The
that are coming
data?
out. The cold hard facts, knowledge, Lamborghini.
Stop beating your
hungry.
meat.
I need to make more oxygen.
At that rate, you're not going to be done.
All right. Anyway, so according to this, yes, I want my times in Eastern Standard Time. So what was coming up is, hold up, I need more.
But in the meantime, what were you saying, Mike? Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So the second thing, it's probably one of my favorite mangas that I've been somewhat
You
reading,
read?
mostly watching on YouTube, of course.
No, he watches someone read it.
Exactly.
Okay.
A really good manga that I hope gets a faithful adaptation.
Boku no
It's-
Pico.
No,
He's like, dear God, no.
exactly. Records of Ragnarok.
Por Dios.
I've heard
Pretty
of that.
much, yeah. Pretty much the story of it is about gods versus humans, where it's this whole thing where like the gods are just like they hold their I don't want to say annual councils like every like millennia or something.
Is it with the David? No, what's his name? Adam and the apple thing versus Zeus?
Yes.
I think it's already an anime in Crunchyroll.
No, it's not.
Let me see. What's the name of it?
Record of Ragnarok.
I think it's something Jujutsu Kaisen or something like that.
No, it's something. Jujutsu Kaisen is a different anime.
But continue. It sounds awesome.
Yeah. So the way it goes is that the story starts off with the gods of every single different religion. So it's not just like the Greek religion or the Christianity or Buddhism. No, it's all of them from
Buddhism.
history. Yep. And Buddhism. Just all the gods from every single religion that has existed have come together in their meeting to question whether they should to question whether they should keep humanity alive or just basically just erase them from existence. And there's a Valkyrie who comes in saying, hold on, if you're going to erase all of the humans, why not have a tournament to see whether they really are worth keeping alive or not? And so the gods all agree to it. And they decide on having a 12-match battle royale. No, sorry, not a battle royale. A 12-match one-on-one fight of a god versus a human. And the one that gets the first 7 wins, basically, if it's the humans that win, they get to live, they get to continue to live for another 1,000 or a couple million years, something like that. While the gods, if they win, they get to erase all of humanity. So now it becomes a fight to the death to see who wins.
Wait. So if, in this case, the deities itself, the actual deities come in?
Yep. That means you have people like Zeus that's fighting a human, or in this case, Adam, the first human. Or you have like...
How overpowered is Adam?
I can't say.
No, that would be... okay, no spoilers.
It's spoilers.
Okay.
It actually spoils a lot if I even mention anything about him.
Sorry.
Yeah. You have some other...
I'll get my weapons now.
Okay. They have some historical figures too, like they're gonna have Nikola Tesla fight.
What? Shenanigans.
They have Jack the Ripper. They have...
Oh! I flinched. I freaking flinched. I got scared. Damn it. Sorry.
I can't remember all the historical figures off the top of my head.
Hercules, most likely.
Oh yeah, Hercules fights. It's Hercules versus Jack the Ripper. That was a very good fight. And the thing that they do to give the humans a handicap, because let's be real, if a human were to fight up against a god, they would immediately die.
Unless you're a god
Yes.
killer.
Yeah, but
Campione?
Yes.
I don't think they've announced Kratos in there. I don't think
Yeah.
Kratos is because
Isn't he Spartan?
I don't know if he's real, but
Oh.
he's not one of the participants.
Oh, because they know he's OP.
Yeah, but the only way that they give the humans a fighting chance is where they have the Valkyries. There's about 13 of them. Each one of them turns into a weapon for the human to use. That way the human has a fighting chance against the god. And you have some of the gods like that are going to be fighting is like Anubis,
Giggity.
Zeus, Thor, Hercules, Poseidon,
I knew her. Damn.
Buddha.
Booty, yes.
Who else? There's a couple of others there. But yeah, it's they have a lot of good fights. They do a lot of backstory on like the humans, so like it makes you like root for like either the humans or the god. Mostly the humans, because you know you're a human who wants the humans to win.
It reminds me a lot of God of High School.
I haven't watched it, so I can't fully comment on the similarities.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. You should watch it. It's already dubbed, so you don't have to worry.
Okay.
And you don't have to go at 1.5 speed.
All right, I'll watch it at 2.0 speed.
Yeah, you don't have to go at that speed.
Got it. 2.0 speed it is.
No, because everything is important in God of High School.
I guess I'll watch it at 2.0 speed.
Damn it. But yeah, I can't wait till I'm sure there was an animation for it. I saw the guy in Crunchyroll with an apple in his mouth.
Oh, probably the YouTube one.
No.
In his mouth, the dude versus a god.
No, that's on YouTube actually. There's like a guy who took each fight and they like animated it. Well,
but it was in
animated,
Crunchyroll.
They might have been talking about it.
What's the Japanese name for it?
Hi.
The Japanese name is Shumatsu no Valkyrie.
Shugo Chair.
But no, it hasn't been released as an anime yet.
Damn it.
No. The only thing that it has close enough is some guy who edited the comics to play music over the fights.
Dun, 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 dun.
Is it like
dun,
the Smash
dun,
Bros.
dun.
In Pokemon Stadium?
Nah, more like it shows you each panel, and then it just plays music to like the beat of what's happening. So like you
Is it
kind of
like
like
Pokemon Jermies?
Jermies?
Jermies. Anyway, wait, so that's coming out when?
sometime next year. I think they said spring or something.
Let's see.
Get excited.
They just released
Spring.
a trailer for it today.
Get excited.
So in spring, let's see.
Did it say what company? Like Madhouse?
Oh no,
Let's see it.
the ones who made Hellsing Ultimate.
Madhouse. Let's see.
That's not
Uh-huh.
Madhouse.
I am Madhouse.
My house is mad.
What
At
did
me.
you, what did you do to it that it's mad at you?
Raped it.
I was making too much oxygen.
Snowy just in the distance.
Yeah, I don't see. Maybe it's gonna be out later. But we'll see.
Yeah, it might be
Anyway,
later in
though.
the year.
So winter 2021 is coming up. I think it's gonna come up. Oh, it already happened. Never mind. No, I'm kidding. So this is what's gonna come out starting next year. Jujutsu Kaisen. It's gonna come out. I guess it's still going.
It's still going. Yeah.
It's still going. Black Clover. It'll never end.
The new One Piece.
Attack on Titan already started. It started in the beginning of this month. Of course, One Piece. Is it what was it called? The time I got
Danmachi.
the time I got reincarnated as a slime. It's gonna come back for a second season, part 1. And then also ReZero is gonna come back for part 2. You guys watch ReZero?
Yes. No. Wait. What?
Yes.
Yes.
The second
Yeah, part
season.
2's coming out.
Yep. Dr. Stone. is
Get
also gonna come out.
stoned with Dr. Stoned. Yeah.
So you've been stoned before. He's like, I need to make more oxygen. The Promised Neverland second season is gonna come out. Quintessential quintuplets gonna come out. So 5 girls to make oxygen with.
5 girls, 1 cup.
Oh no.
No, no.
Log Horizon.
Season.
I don't know. It just says Intaku Hakai.
Bless you.
Wasn't that
thank
stopped because of the author being arrested for tax evasion?
It just says
At least he
here
didn't do anything inappropriate.
True.
I mean, it says here he's making oxygen.
No, that was the guy for Rurouni Kenshin.
There was another one too, actually.
Yeah, Rurouni
That was
Kenshin.
recent. No, like a recent one too.
Oh,
I can't remember who.
What else is coming out? Oh, 7 Deadly Sins final season.
the 7
come out.
deadly schmucks.
Minus Exo. And that's gonna. Horimiya is gonna come out, but not on Crunchyroll, unfortunately.
Only in Funimation.
What is this? This is a long name.
Say it.
Oh no!
Say it.
one, the hidden dungeon only I can enter. This is basically borderline hentai.
This is my anime. I'm gonna watch this.
That's
Make
for
sure
sure.
you email it to me.
Oh no, Marcus is about to make a bunch of oxygen.
Oh no!
I'm about to save a bunch of trees. I'm about to put a lot of trees out of business.
Oh, Beastars.
I
Second
gotta
season.
say, you're
gonna
killing
come out.
trees.
BNA, right, as well?
I love BNA.
Is
What
that
else is
like,
gonna
is that
come out?
something like an H&M or something like that?
No, brand new animal. The one on Netflix.
So Beastar.
No, it's different from Beastar. It's about. It
Oh
deals
no,
with
Beastar
like.
second season is gonna come out.
Hmm.
Do you like Beastars?
No. Oh, I never
Oh.
watched it, so.
I like the opening. Yeah, have you ever watched Azu Lane?
Azure Lane? I've heard of it, but no.
Might have read all about the dojins about that one.
He's probably read dojins of
As
every
you
single
should even
manga.
ask. You shouldn't even guess. It's a correct assumption.
But yeah, a lot of big ones are coming out, and not so many.
Like my...
Your fingers?
Yes. And the fiddle.
What fiddle?
Don't worry about it.
Hmm.
I had to mute myself, by the way. That's why you didn't hear me for a while.
So
I'm so loud. Put it that way. It's not the... I'll call the... Help.
Too much oxygen.
no,
I can't stop.
I'm
Won't
gonna die
stop.
of oxygen poisoning.
I had to mute myself, to save you guys.
Oh right. So yeah, that's about it.
But yeah, Ari Fureta, I recommend it. That's the show I recommend to everyone.
Bless you.
It came out in 2019. It's already dubbed if you have Funimation.
If
But yeah, I highly recommend. Mr. J recommended me that one
no,
last year.
but Alan did, I think.
Oh, no. He recommended the Comedy Rumble. Snafu.
I didn't finish.
I haven't even started it.
But you should be watching.
Yeah.
Why are we whispering?
Because he could come in at any moment.
Oh no.
What do you know that?
What?
What do you know that?
I mean, I'd rather not say.
Hmm.
Imagine I say that and he jumps in. What?
He was like, huh?
But yeah, I'm low key excited for the next season of Ari Fureta. I can't get enough of it. That bunny girl, the vampire girl, the dragon girl. You told me, Jose, about the dragon. It was a girl, and it takes something up the A.
What?
Yes. Think about it long and hard.
I don't. Hmm.
Well, I mean, obviously, Mike doesn't know.
Hmm.
You don't have a clue?
Hmm.
Look for it. Look for it.
Hmm.
One more thing.
Arifureta.
Bless you.
It's not on Crunchyroll.
No, yeah, no, it's not.
It's in Funimation.
Let's see.
Arifureta.
Let's see. Let's see. You know what's crazy?
What?
You've been talking to you for so long. Alan still hasn't came back from cutting his hair.
You sure he's not making oxygen?
I think he's not making out. I think more than likely he's bald.
Damn.
Hajime and his classmates are summoned to another world. If Hajime is to survive, he'll have no choice but to welcome the abyss.
Made in Abyss?
Any ideas, also? Does that ring any bells?
No.
Damn it. Really?
Well, I don't have any bells, so I can't ring them.
No, I'm sure you told me about it.
Blah blah blah. What?
About this one, Arifureta. I'm being too much.
Wait, I thought we were done about how do you
Yeah,
fuck that?
yeah, I'm done with that one. Okay, so I also finished
Demon Slayer.
Demons.
See, that's something I told you because you
Demon
told
Slayer.
me to watch it. I watched it and I said watch it, and you're like, it's not dubbed.
Exactly, and it wasn't when they got dubbed. I finished in 1 or 2 nights. One night, 12 episodes.
One night. How long were you up so?
I didn't go to sleep.
Hmm.
It's not that long.
It's only 12 episodes.
No, it's 24.
13 episodes.
No, it's more than that.
Let me see. It is. Oh, it's more. It is more. It's 26 episodes. But yeah, so have you seen Demon Slayer, Mike?
Yes.
So that fire thing, it's an exclusive thing for him, right? Like with his sister?
The fire thing? I think so. Well, there's not much I can really say because it kind of reveals more later on in the series.
Have
that
you
they
read the
don't cover in
manga?
anime. Yes, I have.
Damn
All of it. All I
You
can say
cultured
was,
man.
all I can say is that it was kind of disappointing in the end.
Okay.
But it didn't
Actually,
finish.
not kind of. It was very.
But he was taught in the water style. It's an oxymoron. Moron.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a good thing I muted him.
Who?
You know.
No, I don't know. Tell me.
You're unmuted.
Okay. But yeah, nah, he was. I mean, yeah, I can't say anything because I'll spoil everything.
And a fiddle.
But all I can say is this: he's a boy who lost his family
And then there's a girl
and learned how to breathe water.
who got a hickey.
What?
What?
No, he didn't. She didn't get a hickey.
No,
she got the hickey of life, no? Taken out of her.
It's more like you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Yeah.
I love that people kept calling him the Michael Jackson vampire.
I mean, you can like kind of look like them.
Yeah,
Wait, which one came first, Michael or him?
Michael.
Yes.
Oh.
You know I always come first.
Giggity.
Oh, yeah.
Gold.
Gosh, Mickey.
But yeah,
Giggity giggity.
Demon Slayer is A1.
And then the sister, like I like her thoughts.
Wait, what? She talks?
Yes, in her
Wait, no,
brain.
she doesn't.
Yes,
When?
in the dub.
She just goes,
Then you need
She
to watch the
never
dub.
says anything except when she was a human.
Remember the part where the mom tells her, and when they're in the
Wait, what's
mountain,
her
right?
name?
When they're in the mountain, right? And she's hanging on the spider threads that she's gonna get cut. She's hanging upside down, and she's like, the brother comes in,
Oh, you mean when she does this, but she doesn't say it, she just thinks it,
but we hear her voice, us as the viewers.
I guess.
You know what I looked up? I did on YouTube, Nezuko talks, and then the first video that popped up was 1 minute 24, and it just says the few moments where Nezuko speaks.
And it was when she was a human.
Yeah.
And the music.
She wanted her chicken nuggets.
Not.
I needed to take my time.
I will say this, that I hope that when the anime continues, because I doubt they're going to stop it with the amount of money they made in the past year. From the first
They made a
season.
lot of money on the movie.
Yeah. That I,
I
do
mean,
hope,
One
I do-
more thing.
I do hope that they what's the word, deviate a lot from the manga in terms of like world building and characterization.
Okay, he's talking a lot of stuff now. I'm just saying.
Don't worry, I'm not going to say anything spoilery. That I just hope they just kind of do something like that, because it kind of needs it.
Like a Full Metal Alchemist, or like to deviate a lot from the original content. That's what you're trying to say?
Like deviate a lot from the content, but like, well, more like padding, I guess I should say.
Oh, so filler arcs.
Yeah, I think I'd be
Why?
okay with that.
No, why? But
When
why?
we get to the end, you'll understand why.
Monkey.
Yeah.
But
Wait, you didn't like the ending?
No, not really.
I liked it.
it's like you're saying that Nezuko needs padding.
No, we didn't say that.
I did not say anything like that.
I cut it out and mean like Nezuko needs padding.
But I feel like what you mean. They shouldn't. I mean, for me, I feel like they should explore the world, because especially if they're gonna stick with the same studio,
Mhm.
I would like to see all those worlds that they were.
What was the name of the studio?
Ufotable.
Yeah.
Ufotable.
For table.
UFO
You
table.
can afford it.
Oof, for table. Oof, a table.
Oof.
A table. Oof, a table.
Yeah. I feel like that the world that they live in, there could be a lot more they could have explored.
Table.
Like, what is this world where like demons exist?
Diamonds got him.
Like, and on top of that, like we get to see like a city that Tanjiro visits when he's trying to look when he meets.
Oh, he got pasta noodles there, right?
Yeah, like I would have liked to see more of that city. Like, how do people act there and all that
Okay.
kind of thing?
That's
let's
true.
let's use our brains. There's Europeans, right? Allegedly, the European influence has come to Japan.
Is there? I don't know.
There's trains. People were starting trains. What
You
else?
know, I kind of forget that they have that kind of technology because they barely ever
Well,
explore that.
Well, no, because don't they say that the setting is like the 80s or like?
What?
Yeah, it's an old time.
1800s, if anything.
No, it's not that far back.
I'm guessing 1800s.
Actually, it could be, because I know like. Yeah,
It might be 1800s. I don't know.
Early 1800s.
yeah,
No
because they
idea.
did use trains and stuff back then.
We'll look at their light bulbs. There are none.
do you
Edison
know that?
hasn't made it to Japan yet.
How do you know that?
Because look at the city. They were using different kinds of lightings, but
Weren't
not,
they using light bulbs in the train?
gas lamps, I think.
No, don't BS it.
What?
Don't BS it. They had light bulbs. You didn't specify which one they used.
Oh,
I just got taught. I need a whip.
You need more than just a whip. You need the whip.
the whip.
It stopped working.
You saved me. Why?
That's not a whip. That's a violin.
Monkey.
Monkey. He just like, monkey. He's like, take off your pants. I will save you even more. There we go. Hold up, one more. Yeah.
Lavate las manos.
I feel bad for Richard.
No.
Richard's probably just like bleeding out right now in CVS.
Please
Wherever he's
stop.
working at.
No more whips, sir.
As he has a full mast.
As he's at full mass, he's like, oh.
He's
Like, sir, why do
bleeding
you have a
out, but at the
boner?
same time, saving a lot of his blood.
And then he just hears this in the background.
It's a good thing I muted him. You're back.
Come on, you gotta stop muting me.
Well, copyrights.
Yeah, but they're snippets.
Copyrights.
Yeah, but I just do a second or two.
That was more than a second.
Then
That's
just
why I
don't play
said two.
copyright stuff.
But copyright.
But imagine you see someone comes.
Yes.
You just see someone come.
That's Damn, that's a lot of oxygen.
No, we just cut you off. Imagine somebody just comes.
It's like, why'd you take a deep breath? Someone was making oxygen.
We must respect his wishes.
This is gonna become the new thing now. It's like, hey, what were you doing? I was just making oxygen.
It used to be wrapping presents. Now it's
Yeah, Richard's gonna be like, what? What's going on? Why are they
Richard.
making oxygen?
this is for you and for Norway and for
Does he listen to the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's like, why are they making so much oxygen? It's like I need all this oxygen to do my ultimate style. Whip art, fire breathing dance technique.
Da, 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 da.
I just hear it. It's like, damn, that really stung. He's at full mass and everything.
Ooh. Norway, Austria, and Switzerland have joined the chat.
Right now?
Yes.
You're peeking, Marcos.
I meant to do that.
You're peeking.
No, you didn't.
I meant to do that.
You're peeking. Stop peeking. Stop it. Stop.
But yeah, they joined the chat.
Oh.
It's super. Get excited. Thank you to all you guys and Richard for taking them whips.
Oh.
Am I still peeking?
Yes.
Now you did. You're peeking like Cyberpunk.
Oh no. And they all look like this.
No.
They whip it out. Oh no. They're gonna make oxygen.
Lavate las manos.
So are you gonna do that?
Oh my god!
What are the
It's
anime?
over 9!
It's over 9. That's all.
Hold on, let me pull out my list.
But yeah, thanks. Thank you all you listeners from Germany, Norway, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, France,
My
United
dick.
Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and yours truly, the Big Eagle, USA.
Oi. Oh yeah, I forgot to also mention this. I Danmachi ended
No.
this season.
Oh, you scared me.
But yeah, they finished. I
It was
like
like-
this arc.
It was like High School of the Dead all over again. I still
No.
haven't gotten over it. Or Keijo.
No, but have you guys watched this season of Danmachi?
Have you finished watching High School of the Dead?
Irrelevant.
Oh,
I stopped reading it because it never finished.
Wait, who?
who
High
goes
School
there?
of the Dead.
Who
It is
goes
I.
there? Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
Oh,
so
Oh.
so Alan, you finally bald?
yes, yes, I am. Hey, who told you?
You assumed.
You know what
All
they
right,
say about
guys. Time to
assuming,
make
right?
oxygen.
You know what they say about assuming, right? Also,
No. No.
Oh, you don't want to know.
Maybe wrong. But yeah, guys, start to make oxygen right now. We need to breathe. You missed a lot.
Sounded wow
Yeah.
fruity. I don't know what you guys were doing. Sausage
You
fest?
missed a lot.
Much?
Yes, yes, Sausage Fest, exactly.
All we gotta say is the first
Then
30
I will
minutes
be
of this
leaving.
podcast was
Then I
Was,
will be
uh,
leaving. Thank you guys.
the first 30 minutes of this podcast was just laughter.
Was it now?
Basically.
Yeah. they couldn't stop.
And we don't stop coming.
Giggity, giggity.
You could say that again.
yeah. Marcos will set a new sound effect.
But yeah, so I finally finished Arifureta, Alan.
Yes.
Congratulations, buddy.
It was good. Also, it says that I haven't seen that you were the one that recommended it to me. But you were the one who recommended Snafu, right?
I hope I did.
I hope.
I hope I recommended both. Yes. I will take credit.
Where credit is due.
Yes. Unless it's debt, please.
Take it back.
Take it back now, y'all.
Please.
One hop this time.
So, just really quick, can you guys give me a recap of the first
Previously
hour?
on Life Tech and Sundry,
Well, like we said, for the first half, we started laughing a lot.
we were reading the 25 LTS show notes.
We learned that bees take poops in front of their houses to
And then
ward off murder hornets.
And then ass.
Okay.
and then people can make their own oxygen on Mars.
Excellent.
What is
What was
that?
that?
Oh, that's my new sound effect.
Someone's calling you.
No, it's literally my new sound effect.
Oh, but yeah, I just wanted to say a shout out. I don't know if you heard it, but it was the United States, Australia, Canada, United
I thought you said
Kingdom,
Austria.
France,
It sounded
Italy,
like Austria.
Germany, Norway, Austria, and
There you go.
Switzerland.
Has joined the chat.
That's
They've-
awesome.
They
Shout
have
out to them.
joined the chat of Life Tech and
Did you
Sundry.
send that as an update?
No, right
on
now.
The...
Literally,
No,
I checked
no.
right now.
Oh, you checked? Okay.
That's why I get excited.
I thought you sent like a text message like you usually do.
Get excited.
No, yeah, I'm super hyped. I'm grateful.
Yes.
I'm grateful everyone is joining in. Have
They're
their
joining.
shenanigans.
And seeing the light, they're ascending.
I don't know if it's light or if it's
Dark.
Well, no. What were we talking about the other time? I think Bandman was here with us, where it was like plasma.
Oh yeah,
They might be seeing that.
We talked about that too.
Yeah, plasma. It's probably what they're saying.
And then there's a black hole. Two
All right, guys.
black-
So let me fill you in. I don't know if you guys
Giggity?
are into boxing or anything like that. So I'm watching while we're having this nice conversation over Clean Feed and doing our podcasting. I'm watching the boxing match of Canelo Alvarez versus Calum Smith, and right now they're doing the prelims right now. The other boxing matches before the main event, and they're knocking each other's teeth in, which is what you should do in boxing to the other opponent. But these are scrappy individuals here.
Are you muted right now that we don't hear the TV in the background?
Oh, absolutely, bro.
Oh, I'm like, how are you doing this? Do you have double headphones?
I could do that, but I mean, that would take away from
Wait, did you pay for
having a
the
nice conversation.
Did you pay for this fight, Alan? Did you contribute to the violence?
Absolutely. $20? What? You must be flipping my flapjacks if you think I didn't pay no $20 for this A1 top line type of assault on other human beings. Come on.
Oh, you even said it, assault.
Well, that's how it looks
Assets.
like from, yeah. It's an investment. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I like it.
So
like
yeah,
assets.
that's what I've been up to besides getting this crazy fade. And basically I wanted to share that with you guys. And also I did get a couple of items over the week, and I did install. So the Ring doorbell was one,
Oh,
and the mesh Wi-Fi system that we were talking about, I mentioned to you before, that is also installed now. So that's doing its work. And what else I got? I got the what are these called? The Blink indoor security cameras.
okay, okay.
So yeah. Just in case,
Do they blink?
I wish they did. But they don't have eyelids, unfortunately. They just have like these cold, mechanical, I'm gonna rule the world AI type of eyes. Cybernet type of thing.
Do they have facial recognition?
I hope not. I disabled that. I don't want you to know me personally. Stop it.
It's like, please.
Oh, guys.
I failed.
Also, did you go through enemy news yet or no?
We were waiting for the list from Josue. We were halfway, I think.
No, that was it.
Again, I apologize. I'm coming in like in the middle of this whole podcast and just
Like swooping in.
yeah, and just messing up order, and I apologize.
You're a code breaker.
Yes, I am.
Yes. Now, please,
But,
Josue.
Can you break down? Give me a little synopsis of what's been going on besides laughing and pooping bees and I don't know what else.
Why do I find
guys
that
are
funny?
Making
wow.
oxygen.
Yes, oxygen and how that's very important to the human race
Well,
Yes.
first
and other mammals.
we were talking about the news feed about the number 25 notes, and we were in the middle of Facebook, and then Josue just blurted out the big A word.
Because I was talking about
Can-
assets.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they were talking about the assets that Facebook has, like WhatsApp, Instagram.
And WhatsApp. All right.
And he muted me. And as he was talking about, as he said assets, I was like, that's a lot of assets.
And we heard ass. He literally said like that.
So who muted who? Marcos, you muted.
I muted Josue.
Why would
because
you do such a thing?
I forgot
Exactly.
I forgot what he was saying. I was like, no.
I was narrating.
Oh,
We just kept talking over you during the.
Oh,
the thing,
there we
I
go.
think.
And
is
then-
that what it is?
Yeah,
Yes.
and then I just muted him and Mike, and then I unmuted Mike. He was quiet. I was looking at his levels, and I see Josue still his levels going up and down, up and down.
By the way, how are my levels? Are
You're
they
clean.
okay?
You're clean. Are you using
Am I clean
Clean feed?
feed or I'm just gonna,
Are you using the Samsung mic?
I am using the mic that someone so generously, gifted me, and I'm very happy that I'm using it. It's
Let's
not
see,
going to waste.
Tap the microphone. Yep, it's you. It's you.
It's
Well,
me.
Mute yourself real quick with the touch mute thing.
Huh?
No, like mute yourself with the touch mute
Oh,
thing.
of course. Can you still hear me?
Yes, it's not
Yeah.
using the mic.
So let me adjust that. Give me a sec.
It says you're using the browser settings
Right. Let me wired headset, right?
or USB thingy.
It says you use browser settings, speakerphone, and wired headset.
Yeah, the wired headset.
Hopefully that fixed the problem.
Wired headset. Let's see, mute yourself real quick with the mic.
Yes. Is that better?
Are you muted?
Now I'm muted.
Well, no, it's not. You're clean though, so
Like I said, as long as I'm clean feed, I'm happy to contribute what little I can.
yeah. But yeah, so we got excited because I don't know why Josue just blurted out the big A word, and I couldn't breathe
That will not
for a
be
while.
censored.
I think
That will
it's
not
like
be censored.
because it's just out of nowhere, like of everything just being quiet and that just coming in like just out of nowhere.
How did he say? Can you please quote Mike?
I do not have my notes in front of me. I already closed it out because we had already ended the segment. Like,
No. But the way that I was reading, right, and then I unmute you, and I keep reading, and then we hear. What did he say? How did he say it?
it's like, oh, it was like, I can't remember how to replicate it.
He goes
So it
like
was just like very
Goes like-
strongly.
very manly. Say it,
You're
Jose,
like-
please.
I don't remember. I do
Was
it
it one
once
of
and
those-
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Do it, Jose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But he came in hard, like it's like ass.
I remember saying like that's a lot of acids.
No, you just said ass once, and I was like, we couldn't. Well, I only heard the first 3 letters, and I just cried. I
Yeah.
was crying.
Again, we're listening in post.
Yeah.
Yeah. For our viewers, this is the part where you just hear us play it back.
Like ass.
That's a new sound
That's
clip.
the first thing that Marco puts in the beginning.
And the welcome ass.
Okay. I thought this was a family-friendly type of show, but
It's a
guess not.
hobby. It's explicit. It's explicit. I'm not even gonna pretend to be it's family friendly. It's explicit,
It's about as family friendly as us making oxygen.
and
Yes.
that's another. It's another joke.
I mean, didn't in the last episode, Marco's like whipped Richard into shape.
Oh, did you hear that episode, Alan?
No, I haven't heard anything. Like, I haven't been following LTS. Not because I don't want to, but again, I've been trying to stack it.
Just like anime.
Monkey.
Exactly.
Wait, play the monkey thing, Marco.
Oh yeah.
You have it. Hold up. Please hold.
I'm looking for it.
You saved me. Why?
Monkey.
Okay. Shout outs to Monkey. So, are you guys following the Crunchyroll Anime Awards?
No, personally, I don't know
did
why.
not
I just
really. I'll wait till they announce it,
yeah.
like the winner.
So, apparently, voting begins January 15th.
Oh no.
I usually never go out of my way to actually do that or like vote or anything because personally I think they're really biased. I'm pretty sure they're gonna like only place the things they had their hand in like as 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
God bless you, whoever sees.
You saved me. Why?
Monkey.
That was also, by the way.
Monkey.
Yeah, that's also.
That was Marco.
That's also.
Oh, wait, what?
No, that was Marco.
I'm guessing someone really enjoys Monkey.
As you do, I had to mute him.
Didn't
You're unmuted, Mike. Josue.
Mike?
Oh, what do you mean? Beat a mute person.
Wait, are you gonna beat a mute? What?
I said,
He's
how
gonna
can
make
you mute?
oxygen.
You're back.
So we're making oxygen.
What about my back?
Oh man.
Oh no.
It's
No.
good enough to make oxygen.
Oh no, oxygen shots.
No.
So, quick question, Marcos. When are you going to be able to be out and about?
Hopefully by January, the beginning of the year.
Like, New Year's Day or the day on the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th?
I still don't know. Let me get back to the squad for that because I do want to start like doing this in person. Oh,
Right.
Get excited. What, like Senku-san.
Right.
But yeah, so what shows have you been watching, Alan?
Me personally, I've been watching. Okay, because I've been stacking. I've recently finished up Fire Force,
As you do.
and I finished up. Well, not finished up. I'm up to
Finished
date now
off.
with Kuma Bear.
You haven't seen it, huh, Jose?
Nope.
Wait, did
Yep.
Hope leave?
No, he's right here.
Oh, okay.
He muted me again.
No,
Oh.
no, you're not. You're not muted.
Yeah.
Don't be sad.
But
Get
no,
glad.
I didn't watch his minutes and stop.
So yeah, besides those 2 shows, I've been relentlessly keeping up with Pokemon Journeys,
As you do.
and I don't know. I've not been watching much anime lately. I think the only other anime show I've been watching was like a couple of episodes of The Day I Became God. I think that's what it's called. And
Damn.
the other one I've been watching is the Romeo and Juliet type of anime. I forgot the name.
Crusade or something like that? No. Revolution?
I think, yeah, something like that.
Or the
I
end
don't
of
know.
a civilization? Conquest or the end of a... something like that. Jose knows.
All the above.
Sure. So I think I've been more preoccupied with, and again, for the people that are listening, thank you to those 3 individuals who bought from our, eBay store.
Oh yeah, let me shout them
Really-
out real quick. Like
Yes.
you're right.
Whoever bought that Miku plushie, a squishable plushie keychain thing, the anthology booklet, and that, I think, Miku shirt.
I'll tell you right
I
now in
think-
order.
There you go. Thanks.
Hatsume Miko micro squishable character plushie. And then official omakase Hatsune Miku Vocaloid Happy Mappy blue t-shirt medium. And a Hatsune Miku and Friends comic anthology exclusive. All by omakase. Yeah.
Yes,
these were good.
I appreciate all those people that did that. Thank you.
This is like our little venture, Alan and I, and it's been going well.
Hmm.
I'm happy. Just get happy.
Just
Right. So I've been preoccupied with that. And also, what's it called? I went out to shovel snow. So I've been preoccupied with that.
The other time we talked, Josue and Alan were just like tired. Their HP was gone, according to Alan. Like he left it
I was
outside.
dead, bro. I was dead that day.
Have you gone and worked out to recuperate your HP?
Yeah, I've been doing nothing but eating and
Yes.
sleeping and drinking a lot of tea and coffee. So
Coffee.
Yeah,
Extra
coffee.
thick.
Oh,
I don't know if it was extra thick or whatnot, but yeah.
was it Colombian coffee?
So, recently I purchased a Keurig machine.
Oh.
And I bought a couple of different types of K-cups, and I've been enjoying that.
Did you whip
So-
the coffee?
Excuse me?
Did
You do
whip
not
the
whip my
coffee?
dog, okay, Josue?
What?
He's not talking about the dog. Unless you
Oh
name
no,
dog
I don't
coffee.
whip dogs. Apologize.
No, I'm
if that's
talking about
something
the
that you
coffee.
do.
No. Please,
no,
also-
who whips coffee?
That was a trend.
That sounds weird. Oh
They
yes. I know what you're talking about. The people that make it into like dulce de leche looking type of thing.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not that avant-garde, but maybe if we record it for a YouTube channel, then maybe I'll do that for you guys.
As Mike's in the background giving oxygen to the world.
Wait, so that's another question, Mike. Would you be interested in coming over to the stew and recording live one of these shows after Mr. Marcos's quarantine ends?
It depends. Like, I'm probably still like mostly doing the whole like quarantine for a while because I'm a bit more careful. Well, I had to be a bit more careful because I do suffer from asthma. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So, maybe are you going to get the vaccine anytime soon, or are you gonna get the vaccine when the opportunity arises?
Basically,
pretty much, yeah. When
get
the
the shot
opportunity
and we'll
arises,
talk. That's what I'm understanding here.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be people that are definitely not gonna want to take it. And then
I
there's gonna be
have to
people-
because of my job, unfortunately.
Right.
Unfortunately.
I have to and want to. Also,
Oh,
because
you're-
partially my job too.
Your mind, your body and soul is ready, Mike?
Yep.
Okay.
My body.
Mine, my
Okay.
my body is being. What was that?
Oh, that was me.
Oh,
That was my.
That was
my
the
phone.
oxygen maker.
Oh.
Reminding us to make oxygen.
Nice.
but yeah, there's a running joke over here, Alan.
Whoa. Hey, that's it for part 1.
What? there's a part 2 then, right?
Of course.
Okay, guys, stay tuned for part 2 of this podcast. By the way, what's the release schedule, Josue?
Well, depending on what it is, the next episode could be either Thursday or next week, Tuesday.
Okay, so me, the editor, I'll try to make sure, sorry, delirious over here. I'll try to make sure that I'll release it at an early time every Tuesday and Thursday on East Coast time.
So that means if you're on the West Coast, you're about 4 hours behind.
The West Coast, really?
Yes, the West Coast. I said the West Coast? Oh, I meant the West Coast.
This is staying in.
This is staying in.
This is gold. But anyways, listeners, until next
Please.
time,
Stay tuned.
stay frosty.
Oh, I don't like Frosty.
Hi there. Thank you for tuning in to the LTS podcast. All the notes and more can be found in the description. By the way, we have a social media page where content is posted regularly. Feel free to reach out at us through there or via email. Both are found in the description. When you support the show, we have a merch store where you can buy an item that you like. If buying merch is not your thing and you just want to support the show directly, we also have links to those too, if you'd like. Thank you. Also, every comment is really appreciated. Credits in the description as well. Peace.